It's been very rough.
It's challenging for sure.
It's been extremely challenging. It's like you go to bed in one world and you wake up in a completely different, it's like the Twilight Zone. We have been together since middle school. We've been together almost 30 years, and I think this is the most challenging thing we've been through in 30 years.
I pay my taxes just like everybody else does. I said to her, just because I'm an independent contractor, what makes independent contractors or gig workers different from anybody else? I applied on March 27th, waited about 5.5 weeks. I contacted our unemployment system after 2 weeks. I spent one day, 9.5 hours calling and calling and calling. And
it's like 2 full-time jobs in one. As he's on the phone in one room, I'm on the phone in the other room.
it was very hard getting an answer of, you're ineligible. Well, how come I was ineligible? I fell in line just like my fellow workers out there, colleagues are, that are in the same business, fall in that same category. Why are we being deemed ineligible? If you apply for any type of unemployment benefits in the state of Florida, the system is so old and backed up that you have to now reapply. And if you filed any time before April 4th, you have to reapply because now we're in a new quarter. So now you have to start that process all over again.
And wait for a denial for it to link you to the PUA application and then apply for that and then wait for approval on that. So by the time this all comes to fruition, I mean, the eligibility of the benefits are going to be over.
Our state is ranked 50th out of 50 states of the worst unemployment system out there. It makes you feel hopeless when you hear we're the 50th state, we're the worst unemployment system out there. This shouldn't be happening to people that, are in need of the state's help and the federal help. And it's just a sad situation.
We got part of our stimulus. We didn't get the full thing, but we got part of our stimulus where I literally piecemealed it. Okay, we can take $200 for this week and this is what we have. And I've done it week by week. I mean, just stretching things as far as we possibly can. I don't know what else to do. We're getting ready to move and he came up to me last night. He goes, "Oh, Mom, I have to go paint a little nail hole in my wall because I'm afraid that they're going to charge you when we move, and I'm afraid we're going to go bankrupt and we can't afford it." Like he's having a hard time.
He asked me yesterday, he's like, "Dad, are we bankrupt yet?" And I was like, "Why are you hearing that? Why would you say that?" And he says, "Well, that's what all these big companies is happening, and you're not working, and you work for a big company."
There is no end in sight. I mean, with COVID, we don't know when the economy is going to be back. We don't know when he'll be back to work. It's the unknown. And yeah, it's carrying a full-time job and taking care of a family and taking on the stress of the finances. And it's a lot to bear. One of my bigger concerns is we can't even ask for governmental help. It's a double-edged sword. Thank God I have a paycheck, which, covers the basics, but in the same respect, it hurts me. I can't apply for Medicaid. I can't apply for food stamps. I can't apply for any help because I have a paycheck that's a certain amount of money. So it's that middle-class situation where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I mean, we're stuck. But the biggest weight bearing right now is, the what if, what's going to happen on June 15th if unemployment doesn't come through and the extra money is gone. Like, what are we going to have to sacrifice next to put food on the table?
we're the ones on the front line, but all they've told us is, here's a direction to your state. Here's the unemployment system for your state. Click this link.
He reached out to Uber in the very beginning and he said, is there any way that you can assist your drivers with resources to stay healthy, resources to keep your car clean? They said absolutely no.
I don't think that they take care of their partners as they should. I think that they've done exactly what our state of Florida has done in the unemployment system with independent contractors. They've dropped the ball.
That Band-Aid needs to be ripped off. I mean, there needs to become a realization that this is a real problem for a lot of families who are going to be in detrimental situations in the next month or two if it's not fixed.
It shouldn't take 12 weeks for somebody to start receiving any type of benefit from the state for unemployment when it's not the person's choice to be out of work.
We need help. We desperately, as a community, I mean, we need help. And it needs to be prioritized. I mean, enough is enough.